We're live. And welcome back to another episode.
Welcome back.
The Fake Promise Podcast. It's been a while. Probably not to the listeners, maybe. I don't know.
Too long.
I feel like we've gotten more in the put out an episode every month range.
We're just so tired.
There's so much going on.
Yeah.
But kick it off with some topics that we covered that we need to research further. Hit me with it.
Yeah. All right. Shit. What am I saying?
Immediately lose your place. There's so much prep.
This is going to be the most apathetic episode.
Been in the bathroom talking to the mirror for hours practicing.
Okay. We talked about magic, so I think it'll be like 2 episodes ago from this one.
Okay.
You're talking about Chris Angel.
Yeah.
It turns out the dude is a massive fraud.
What? How isn't it all a fraud anyway?
Well,
or we like hire?
He's not actually magic, right? But like, he pays people to react to his tricks, and his whole show, he's not even doing an illusion that works on people.
That's shitty.
It's bullshit.
Yeah, that's not good.
So he has a trick where he like disappears on a table and there's like a mirror or something. Something that would be so obvious to see in person.
Yeah.
And people just get paid to react. So there's multiple accounts of people saying they got pulled aside to react to one of his tricks, and they said, just swear a ton. Which is hilarious, because if you watch his video, there's just people swearing and bleeping it out.
Really?
Yeah.
Oh.
And
Weird.
one dude said he didn't even acknowledge the fans or even perform a trick. They just stood there and swore and then told them to go, and then that's it. And then they see it later come out, and they edit it to make it look like he just impressed a bunch of people.
This is not what I expected.
Fucking insane.
That is nuts. It's crazy how we didn't hear about this either. He was a big deal.
Yeah.
Maybe this had to have happened before the social media boom. I feel like we would have seen it.
I was deep in the archives of
of Chris Angel's downfall
of the magic community, and they do not like him over there.
I mean, if you're a fraud, yeah.
Also, there was this trick he did, where he supposedly he literally levitates between 2 buildings.
Okay. So
like,
he just has wires attached to him?
Just actually flies. That's the trick. And there's a whole crowd beneath him being like, oh, my God.
Oh, man.
All paid audience. And it was just a crane carrying him, and then they moved the crane and took different angles.
This goes back to what we were talking about. When there's cuts in any of these videos, it just loses all legitimacy. So it's like...
But I would even be okay if... I mean, not okay, but it would be better if they used cuts to make a trick look cool. But the fact that they have live people there and it's just a fake reaction.
Well, you couldn't have if it was fake, you couldn't have real people in any situation. Because if we have to cut around it to make it look real, it's going to,
it's
a live
fake.
audience would
it's
be
like CGI exists.
Yeah, they have to have a fake audience to
Yeah.
make it okay. Fuck Chris Angel.
Yeah,
you heard it here. Fuck that guy.
Also, okay, so he is still working, because I was asking about that.
Okay.
And apparently in 2017, he passed out during a live show because he was hanging upside down for 2 minutes.
Oh, come on.
I
Didn't
know.
David Blaine do it for like 5 days?
For 3 days. So then I was like, well, obviously David Blaine's better. And then I looked up the David Blaine trick where he hung upside down. Apparently that was kind of bullshit, too.
Oh, my God. What is happening?
And that one's even less. So in person, if you were watching it, they would flip him right side up 3 times an hour for like 10 minutes at a time.
What?
Yeah, so he like didn't even do...
So is all magic a lie? Who's doing it right?
I mean, obviously magic isn't real. But,
no, that's not... Thanks for clarifying.
But the thing, side note, it's actually hilarious. Like, when I dug into this, there's so many people on these forums being like, he's not actually real? Like, his magic isn't real? And there's people who respond to those people. They're like, you idiot.
Yeah.
It's like, oh my God, we're missing the whole point. But... I mean, yeah, a magician is someone who can perform an illusion in front of a person.
Yeah.
I think I would say live. I would say it has to be live at this point.
Yeah.
And then tricks them.
Yeah.
And makes them be like, how did you do that?
Yeah. But who's doing that then? If the biggest names we know are doing fucking bullshit on the front during their live shows, is there anyone out there Like David Copperfield or
I don't know.
Fucking I mean Houdini was the
I don't
original,
know if
right?
there's I feel like Houdini's legit.
I mean there was no cutting back
he
then.
couldn't cut.
It was like I don't know how many times I've seen the picture of him like about to dive into a fucking ocean like chained up.
Yeah.
And he just, gets out himself, but
yeah.
who fucking knows, man?
And to
It's
be
also
fair, like David Blaine did do some crazy shit. Even the hanging upside down thing still is kind of crazy with being flipped up. But like it's
not something that if you told me that him being flipped up, I'd be like, oh, it's not interesting. Sounds like an average person could pull that
it's
off.
Not interesting.
Yeah, it's like you're hanging a guy upside down. They probably do worse to terrorists, and they survive all the time.
Yeah.
Like,
and it's funny how it gets when that comes out. We're all like, you're a fraud. You didn't even hang upside down for 2 days. Like, we have that expectation, even though no one asked him to do this.
Right. I don't think anyone's asking him to do anything he's doing.
Yeah.
He's all like I told you about the balloon movie he made, right? Where he's like tied himself to balloons and floated like 10,000 feet in the air.
Yeah.
Like it's all like this is just dumb. These feats are becoming worse and worse in terms of like things that are going to be interesting.
Yeah.
It's like I'm like what?
Yeah. There is one where he lived in a box. Like a clear box on a skyscraper for like 3 days or something.
See, like also that where I'm like,
it
what?
It's weird. It's interesting. It's like mildly interesting.
Yeah, but like, what's the feat? Literally just being in a box.
I don't know. I feel like the answer is just, well, why don't you try it?
But that's not. I'm not I'm not doing that.
Yeah.
There's probably people out there doing better stuff.
Yeah.
But hold on, I should back this up. They probably just done so many things on top of that that's like, what the fuck else are they gonna do?
Yeah.
But like a box in the sky is so uncreative. I'm like, you probably have a team of people working for you. Like, why don't you just? Someone's got to have a better idea than a box on a skyscraper.
Right. Yeah.
So, I don't know. In the end, it's funny that it's all even that is fake. Where I'm like, oh, these illusions are crazy, which I do believe those are still out there, but.
I mean, there's definitely some good magicians.
Yeah, which I can't name one, but they're out there. That guy who was going to bang my girlfriend at the spy bar thing, he was a good magician.
Nice callback.
He was fucking sick. All right, what else you got for research stuff?
Okay.
Wait, unless you had more stuff on the magician. I don't want to cut you off.
No, that was pretty much it.
Okay.
I thought it was hilarious that the dude literally hired a group of people to be like, wow, you're flying, and then be this icon for everyone. Like, that's something a kid
con
would
artist.
Do. Yeah.
I mean, that guy probably made so much money off doing
probably,
that. So it's like,
you know what? I guess that's the argument.
Right. It's like,
made
and
him
is he
rich.
really hurting anybody by somebody like, whoa, Chris Angel's doing something, I'm just going to buy his video and buy into it. In the end, whatever. But it'd be cool if you were doing something legitimate.
Yeah.
It'd be way cooler. But
Yeah, it would be cooler.
I don't know.
Okay, so that's that. All right, okay, we talked about a naked dating show,
Yes.
and I found it.
All right,
I found the one you're talking about.
What's it called?
It's called Naked Attraction.
Okay.
I watched an episode.
How'd it go?
My God,
Yeah?
they had so many dicks. They show everything.
So what is the face, body, everything?
So, okay, first of all, there's so many naked dating shows, like tons of them. Like Naked and Afraid has their own dating show.
Oh, I didn't know that.
I watched like 2 episodes of the wrong one before I realized
You're essentially just watching porn at a certain point. You're just watching all these naked people shows.
Yeah, I know. So this show, it just came to the U.S. It's been in the U.K. for a while.
That makes sense why I heard about it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
There's one person, and then there's 6 boxes.
Okay.
And
David Blaine's in one, or Chris Angel's in one.
Yeah, Chris Angel escapes.
Just hiding in there.
The first step, the doors on the front of the boxes, it like slides up slowly.
Okay.
So I think there's 4 rounds.
So is first one dick?
So first round, yeah, up to the right above the genitals. So dick or vagina, whatever you got.
Uh-huh.
And then so after that round, you have to eliminate someone. And it's crazy. They walk right up to the people and just start talking in detail about their dicks, like in front of these people.
Like give me an example of someone talking about someone's genitals.
Oh, God, dude.
Like, are they just critiquing them? Or
Yeah, they're just like commenting like that one has a lot of force.
And this is the person who's choosing who's the
yeah.
contestant.
And the host is bi. She reminds you every episode.
Oh, good.
And she's like, so I belong here. And,
oh my god,
she
sounds like a fun show.
But she like encourages them to speak in detail about these people's genitals.
It's entertainment.
Yeah. So then after that round, they choose one to eliminate.
Okay. Based off purely genitals. Okay. That's awesome.
And then once they eliminate them, the window goes all the way up, and they see the whole person.
Okay.
And then the person walks out, and they like briefly talk, and then the person leaves.
Okay, I own a adoption center for kitties or
one
whatever.
dude got eliminated because his dick was too huge, and then they interviewed him after, and he's like, "I'm a gentle man." It's kind of hilarious. It's
I have feelings.
He was like super upset about it.
Okay.
So then they eliminate someone, and then they're like, "All right, round 2," and then they go up to the neck. So you see the midsection, you see boobs if it's women in there.
Wait, hold on, back up. I thought they already revealed the person.
They revealed the one who leaves.
Oh, I see.
Yeah.
Okay. Got it.
So yeah, then sometimes they'll reveal that person, and then the person regrets. Like, damn, that person is.
God, they're
hot.
so fucking hot.
Yeah.
All right.
Then,
so it's midsection next, essentially.
Yeah, midsection next.
Yeah.
Choose another person to eliminate. Same thing happens.
Okay.
And then they reveal the whole face, eliminate another person. So it'd be round 3. Oh yeah, and then they have them talk. So then voice is another
Before
round.
face.
No, face and then voice.
Okay.
And then there's 2 people left, and then the person deciding has to get naked.
Oh,
then,
interesting.
Yeah.
What's the point of that?
So when there's 3 people left,
Yeah.
the host makes those people say what they like about their own bodies.
Okay.
And then, the whole time the person deciding is like commenting on what they like about the bodies.
Sure.
So then I think the point of them getting naked is so the 2 remaining can then comment on their body in front of them.
Okay.
And then the person picks out of the 2, and then they go on a date. They don't make them get married, which is nice.
I mean, that's the Mary version's the craziest thing I've ever heard of.
Yeah.
Because, I mean, they never work out, but
Yeah.
I have to ask, are any of the contestants who are picking ever, like, mean when they're describing people?
No, not really.
Okay. Well, that's...
And actually, when they
that'd be hilarious.
When they eliminate someone, they usually pick some reason that isn't physical or like something that's not direct. Like one guy was like, I don't like her toes, which is
what the fuck?
Which is like you can live with that as a
Sure.
person.
Yeah.
I feel like they're usually pretty nice about it, which is good. But
So
it's crazy.
It is. It's weird to go back, 20 years. A naked person on the television is out of the... Unless you're watching softcore porn on HBO, it's unheard of.
Yeah.
And now it's like we have shows with just people who are with full genitals. You would never see that.
It's insane.
It's truly crazy. I think we're just getting desensitized to it now. I've seen so many shows with so many...
You should watch an episode.
Yeah.
It's different than Game of Thrones. This was like...
This is like... And I imagine it's average people. It's not like fucking beautiful people.
It's not beautiful people. I mean,
some can be, I imagine.
Yeah,
but
yeah.
like, it's from the average pool.
But it's also it's not in like a sexy context.
No,
either.
It's like cadavers, essentially.
Like under a microscope, you're just examining these people.
Well, dude, it's like when they interview African tribes, because like we have this obsession as men over boobs, and a lot of that is just because of like us covering them up. And then when they interview like these tribes where like people are naked most of the time, boobs are not ever seen as like an erotic feature of a woman.
Yeah.
It's just like, no, it's just a fucking boob. Like it feeds the kid because they're just out all the time.
Yeah.
We've made it this like taboo, forbidden fruit thing so that we love boobs, man.
Yeah.
It's kind of crazy. If we were naked all the time, we probably wouldn't be like, oh man, look at that girl's tits. Which maybe it would, but I don't know. It's nuts. But then being naked all the time would suck. So fuck that.
Yeah.
Just be cold.
Would. They also like work in a lot of like sex facts in there too.
Okay.
Like, apparently 80% of women like girth over length. That was interesting.
That makes sense.
Yeah.
I mean, it's either you're getting more stimulus at the vagina or you're poking them in the cervix.
Yeah.
So And I've heard they don't like being poked in the cervix. Not from experience. Extremely small dick. But yeah, I mean, I don't know. It's like the facts I've learned about sex over my life that I've read places just like, and from experience after a while, be like, oh, that makes sense. Is like most women don't orgasm from penetration. Like that's just, it's like mostly clit stuff. And I'm like, huh. And most men aren't doing. Maybe now they are, but back in the day it was like
Gives us hope.
Yeah, right. There's a chance for the female orgasm. But all right, any more research stuff?
No, that was it.
I mean, those are two great ones. I mean, fake magicians, which it's funny because that's a fucking contradiction
it's like
in
double
itself.
Fake.
Yeah, right. And then on top of that, naked game shows, which I never thought I'd see.
Yeah,
A game show I think of like a Jeopardy.
Right.
Like what? Like who the fuck's gonna be like?
That's
We're gonna
the
have
thing.
naked people.
We're out of ideas. But the crazy thing is, we talked about the opposite of that show last week, which is the Love Is Blind version, where you just talk to the person before you see them, and that one makes you propose at the end of it. And the thing is, I think that's even more insane than this naked dating show.
If any, it's legal. I guess it's not legally binding because you're not getting like a marriage license, but like, how? I don't know.
How would that ever work?
It's. I mean, before we continue down this conversation, you scratch the surface of any of the behind the scenes of all these things. They're all so fake.
Yeah,
so like, I remember the biggest one for me, that Kitchen Nightmare show with what's his name, Gordon Ramsay. Yeah. Where it's like, he goes to this place and he yells at this shitty restaurant and they turn it around and all this shit. And you read behind the scenes and it's like every single one of those are highly acted out and paid, and the restaurants.
Hell's Kitchen?
No, Kitchen Nightmares.
Kitchen Nightmares.
Which is like they find a restaurant that's like abysmal. It's the worst place in the world, and they go, "We're gonna turn it around," and it's just all acting. It's pure reality TV in the sense of where it's just like people pretending to be real. But I digress. Ready for some topics?
Yeah, get into it.
All right, let's see what we got here. I mean, this is kind of on topic, just a little fact, but horizontal refreshment used to be a slang for sex in the 19th century. Just makes me think of, there's got to be so many slangs for sex.
Yeah.
Doing the hanky-panky, fucking. I mean, that's just straightforward.
What is, I guess,
horizontal refreshment?
It's refreshing. Is it I'm usually thirsty after sex.
It's not talking about thirst. But yeah, I don't know. It was a fun little one. The better topic, which is hippos fighting on a golf course in Africa.
That was our fastest topic yet.
Yeah, it's a throwaway. But I was watching, because I feel like we've seen more and more videos of golf courses in Florida with giant alligators every once in a while.
Yeah,
and you're like,
they don't even care about them. They're just there.
Right. They like go from pond to pond. Both the people and the alligators don't care about each other.
Yeah.
They're both like, whatever, fuck it, and the alligators just keep moving on.
It's a super chill relationship.
Right, which, every once in a while they sneak in your house and eat your like child, but
yes,
on the golf course it's civil. In Africa, the video just opens with them on a golf course, and then like two hippos just are running through there, fighting, bleeding everywhere. It's insane, dude. To be like having, because every golf course.
How do you drive with that? You gotta focus.
It's like, fuck, on my backstroke. But you see a golf course and it's always serene. Like they're mostly peaceful. Peaceful. Yes. It's beautiful. There's just like this brawl between these two titans of mammals, just like, roar! And I guess it's just the thing that happens though.
I would just put the clubs down and watch. That sounds beautiful.
I'd probably get the fuck out of there, dude. What if one just turns on you? I mean, it would be cool to see, and I'd probably be in shock of like, whoa.
I'd be in my golf cart ready to book it out of there.
I mean, they can definitely go faster than a golf cart.
True.
That thing would catch the fuck up so quick. Yeah. You ever seen the videos of them swimming in water, catching up with boats?
Yeah.
They're. I mean, on land, I think they can go like 35 miles per hour or something like that. And they're essentially a tank. It's just a rhino without a horn. They're just built like a tank.
Vicious.
Yeah.
Got the strongest bite in the animal kingdom.
Really?
Yeah.
I mean, I always see videos of people throwing like whole water melons and shit like that.
I love those.
They just fucking crush
I watch
them.
that like once a year at least.
Pretty good. All right, we covered that Deer Hunter flop. The movie, The Deer Hunter. You ever seen this movie?
No.
It's Robert De Niro. Oh my God, who's the? Oh, this is gonna fucking kill me. Actor. He's. You ever seen the movie?
Actor.
This is gonna be the worst reference to pull him from because he's in so much other stuff. But the movie Click.
Adam Sandler.
The old guy that gives him the remote. I'm gonna fucking.
Was that like John Lithgow or something?
No.
I don't remember who that.
How
is.
do I not know this? Anyway.
Oh shit.
Oh my God. He talks like this.
Yeah.
Dude.
Yeah.
This is the worst.
Blanking too.
Anyway. We won't.
We
won't-
suck at podcasting.
Yeah. Robert De Niro. Thanks. Robert De Niro and that actor. Oh my God. They're like literally 18, 19 in the movie.
Wow.
The whole movie's about guys that go to Vietnam War and get tortured and come back home and
Yeah.
PTSD. It's like one of the first movies to do this. It's made like early 60s. But it's known as this crazy movie. And I got to tell you, is it the most underwhelming movie I've ever watched? It's almost as bad as the fucking 2001 Space Odyssey.
Wow.
It's so slow. It's like
Is it a thriller? Or what's it supposed to be?
it's a war movie. Like it's like 2/3 of the movie is them going away to war and all the stuff that happens in their town before, being like, oh, you're gonna leave and this girl and blah blah. And it's just like there's no like I don't know. There's no peaks and lows. It's just like, yeah, we're going to war and there's a party and then they go to Vietnam and they get caught and tortured and that scene lasts about 15 minutes and then I come home.
Wanted more torture.
Well, I mean, you want some meat to the thing. It's just it's like watching a documentary about people just like living their standard life. And
Was it supposed to be like this is how horrible Vietnam was?
Exactly. Yeah, and and then PTSD. They come back and the one guy's
Nothing's the same.
Yeah, one guy's really fucked up and he's that trope has been done many, many times now in movies. I would argue movies have done it better. But I have always heard this movie in talks of film and cinema and
That
watched
sucks.
it. Yeah, I was like, oh, this is fucking terrible, dude. Anyway, just need to share that because you watch something either really bad or really good and you need to tell someone. And I haven't told anyone about that
So you're
one.
telling the whole internet.
Oh my God. Yeah, the many people on the internet that are listening to this. What's the last movie you saw that just sucked? Can you think of one?
Space Odyssey.
Oh, fair.
You were there, man. I was actually pissed.
That
about
was worse than
one.
Vietnam.
That one, the actual event.
God.
Yeah, that sucked so much.
I feel like we already talked about
And I
it.
kind of just, I'm like preemptively mad at anyone who likes that movie. Anyone who tries to defend it, it's so bad.
Yeah, it's really. Yeah, you said it. It's bad.
It doesn't stand
again,
up.
for its time, it was probably cool because it's early 60s as well. So it's like the effects are insane, but I don't know. Like the substance of the movie, it's just maybe we've just been over what's the word? Like
Overstimulated.
yeah, like where we've seen so much cool shit that's kind of in that realm. Like Interstellar compared to that. I mean, it's like the same idea with the different dimensions at the end, blah blah blah.
Interstellar is actually a movie though. Like this movie it was just disjoint. There were like 3 unrelated stories, pretty much.
Yeah, it was kind of hard to figure out what was going on until like 2/3 of the way in.
The whole middle act was useless.
Yeah, I'm with you. So yeah, but yeah, it's nice that we tried though. That's the thing.
Yeah, you gotta try.
You give it an honest go and you go, all right, that was bad, but we did it. No regrets. Moving on. I don't know how much we'll have on this, but do you remember in history class growing up in public school or whatever fucking school, we would always talk about like the spice trade and how big that was, and like spices ran
Spice Wars.
Yeah, they like ran most of conflict. Like people were conquering for the spices that were available to season food.
Yeah.
Like we're talking about like millions and millions of people dying because people wanted their food to taste better. And it never occurred to me how crazy that was until like recently. That
It's pretty crazy.
I guess we still do stuff like that, like the minerals for our phones and shit. Like we still or like oil in the Middle East.
Well,
But to think of like someone being like, you know what, I really want this spicier, go slaughter me a family. Like that's just how it was.
Isn't that kind of like gold? Gold has no value outside of its shiny.
Yeah, I guess. Well, now
it's like your eyes being stimulated versus your tongue.
Yeah,
Something that's valuable.
Well, I guess now gold has actual, because it's used in all these metals that run everything, I think. But
that's what metals?
Like, it's used as a metal for like phones and stuff like that, where there's gold that's conducting in certain ways to make things work. I think.
Really?
But don't quote me on that.
Yeah.
But I think gold was that was a means of trade. I guess spice could be argued it was a means of trade too, but it was like a form of currency. Like it was a standard. I guess you could trade. I don't even fucking know.
It was a currency because it was rare and we like how it looks.
Yeah.
I think.
Yeah.
Maybe could research that. Why did gold
become
a thing?
The farther back you go, that's probably entirely true. That's probably just it. You're like, this looks pretty cool. I don't know why we'd pick that metal, though. Probably just because it looked the coolest. But war for yummy food is definitely it's a crazy one to me. But I guess
feel like that makes even more sense than gold. But yeah, I agree.
Yeah.
It is wild.
Yeah. Which, I don't like, what spices were the most popular back then? Was it just everything? I mean, salt had to be up there.
Salt actually is valuable. Salt can help preserve meat.
Yeah.
And it's an essential nutrient.
Yeah.
But I don't think that even counts. Does that count as a spice in this context?
I don't know. That's a good question. I guess I always group it just because it's in my spice cabinet. I'm like, yeah, it's a spice, but it doesn't necessarily make it a spice. But anyway, this is a joke I heard from a different comic. But do shorter people's breasts smell worse because they have a shorter digestive tract? So your ass is just closer to
your asshole.
Yeah. Which their argument was little people have the worst breath. As a joke, obviously, people listening.
Is that a stereotype, or they just made that up?
It's a fucking joke. I would think. I've never smelled little people's breath before.
Yeah.
I don't even know how to approach that one.
Smelling a little person's breath?
Yeah, do I just go up and smell your breath? And multiple. I would need to have multiple. I mean, you can't just do one.
Do you have any little people friends?
No. Do you?
No. Actually, yeah, I do.
You do?
Yeah. Acquaintance. Definitely acquaintance.
Best friend, huh? You're telling me I got a direct line to smelling his breath?
No, absolutely not. I mean, yeah, that's a solid. Did it get a laugh?
Yeah, I mean, it made me laugh.
It's a solid joke.
Yeah, I just thought it was hilarious because when someone says it, it makes you think about it first. If someone told you that in all seriousness and went, you know that short people's breath smells worse because it's closer to their colon, I'd be like, huh? I mean, could make sense. You're just closer to the shit maker.
Like some logic there.
Yeah.
And that just makes me think, where does the smell get sealed off? Like in your digestive tract.
I've also heard, which I don't know how true this is, that if you say you just hold in your farts forever, it will come out the other end.
No way.
So that gas, wherever it was trapped, has made its way out in a burp. So you
could burp out a fart.
Theoretically. Because the gas needs to leave. It's going to find its way out.
Yeah. I imagine that'd be so painful if it went all the way back up.
It might have happened. I mean, how many times have you, in early days of dating people, have you held farts for 10 hours plus?
Wouldn't you just taste a fart coming out of your mouth?
Probably. I mean, I'm just saying.
I'm going to say I don't think I've ever burped out a fart.
Well, let me ask you this. Have you ever actually tasted a fart to know what a fart tastes like? It might just not taste any different than burp. You'd probably smell it, though.
I feel like I've tasted a fart.
What are you doing?
Not true. Well, you fart and it gets in the air and they kind of, you can.
Okay, I'm imagining you like literally putting your mouth on an asshole, just getting blasted.
Yeah.
I mean, that's the taste of the fart for me. But yeah, I don't know. I mean, I would think, I think that it wouldn't smell or taste farty because the gas is coming up through the other way, so it's not passing over shit. It's passing over everything else and probably losing like the shit-like smell. Again, this is a theory that's not proven.
Well, I feel like if it comes from that,
I think farts smell that way because they pass over shit. I don't think it's like a fart. It's just air.
So you think the source of the gas comes from above the shit?
Yeah, and then it passes through
over
shit, and it just literally
takes on the properties of the shit.
Yes. I mean, properties being...
But in this scenario, I imagine it goes all the way down.
And then goes back,
hits
dips.
Hits the back wall, goes back up, double pass shit.
But then, but what I'm saying is that maybe there's so much going up it has to pass by the time it reaches your mouth, it has lost the shit. Like it's collected other smells, the stomach acid, the rest of the colon going up that doesn't have poop, that to the point where the fart smell has left.
Burps do smell pretty bad.
But not like a fart. Come on, what are we doing?
There's some people who think burps smell worse.
These people are stupid. Are you being serious?
I'm being serious. There's some atrocious burps.
Yeah, but
You ever get someone burp in your face?
Here's my argument. Hear me out. We've evolved
to fart.
Okay, that's not where I was going, but yes, correct as well.
Yeah.
Shit smells bad to tell us we should not eat that. Like that smell distinctly is made so we do not enjoy it. A burp is coming from a place where food went. So it's more to the place of like
shit.
No, but that's the food has been done. This one's coming out of the place where food has been like been there in its full form. Yes. The poop is the done product that our body wants nothing to do with. So that's where I stand on like I don't think a burp can smell as bad as a fart can be. I don't think
it's a very different smell.
Totally, but it's one that don't get me wrong, I don't want someone burping in my face. It's not a great smell in general.
It's not a great smell.
But I would rather take a burp than a fart.
I would too. I'm with you.
The people who say otherwise.
I've heard the take though. I've heard the take.
Fair. I need to meet these people and the little person. But his probably tastes the same because, the whole close digestive tract. And,
of course.
Yeah, obviously. Anyway. Pushing on. More dating app stuff, man. I keep thinking I'm going to hit a threshold of the weird.
The one?
I mean, far from it, but I keep thinking I'm going to find the threshold of weird shit I keep seeing on dating apps. And the amount of girls who are not advertising like I'm in a relationship and we want like a third for a threesome thing. They're not that type. That just have pictures with dudes like holding them. Like girlfriend, boyfriend level pictures.
Oh, yeah, I've seen that.
And I'm like, what?
Why?
Yeah, why are you doing that?
Maybe just instant jealousy.
Yeah,
they want that from the beginning.
Yeah, it might just be a perspective thing, but I see them like, do you think that? Like, there's the second I see that, I'm like, oh God, get that away from me.
Yeah.
It just seems like a problem if I see that.
Is it a magician?
It's always a magician. It's Chris Angel in every fucking photo. But no, it's
dude. It might just be like that. They're like, I look good in this picture. But also, most girls have so many pictures of themselves.
Yeah, I mean, it's either this. They're either so unaware that they're doing what you're saying and they're going, I just look so, or they're aware that the effect this probably has on somebody that makes them jealous or something. But talk about attracting a broken person. Like if the goal is to make them jealous to like you, which I don't get me wrong, I've done it when I was younger. Like I've been that person. Mm-hmm. But as a 30-year-old, you're like, don't you realize by now that this is only going to just perpetuate the cycle of pain for both of you? It will happen. But I guess that's when you're in that state, you probably just don't know. But it's I see it, I'm like, you're going to keep hurting each other. That's all it's going to be forever.
Wait, you're talking about the people in the picture?
The person who's going to find the person who gets jealous about that and goes, yeah, I want in, because they see it with another. That is...
I think that operates on a more subconscious level. If that theory is right, I think it would be like, oh, this person's had a boyfriend before. Like that's a green flag for people. Yeah. Like a red flag is this person's never been in a relationship.
Sure. That's the side I didn't think about. That's totally valid too. I've seen like this person is not a crazy person and has maintained a relationship.
Someone has dated her.
Sure. That could be that then.
I still don't agree with that strategy.
This is why we do this podcast, perspective. Because I didn't even think about that approach. It to me immediately registers as like, Someone trying to make someone jealous. Someone trying to be like,
Yeah.
or I don't. It's just strange.
Little do they know, there's people like you just in rages.
Oh my god! I'm just fucking squirming on the toilet. Like, ah!
It's always on the toilet.
It's forcing shit out of me though, so it's good.
Yeah.
It's good laxative. Another video of a giant fucking. I swear to God,
What did you see this week,
dude? Some of the animal videos that have been surfacing
They're the
have been
best. They're always the best.
But some of them have been so crazy lately. I saw one of this anaconda that I keep thinking I've seen the biggest anaconda that exists, and then somewhere in Florida or like I don't even know where else they are, but it's a place that's not America, and it's like it has to be the length of a school bus and the girth of like a giant oak tree, and dude,
what?
It's
That's like the snake from Harry Potter.
Literally, the craziest part is their head. Their head is like the size of your torso. It's so crazy to see.
Oh my god!
When you see it for a long time, I was like, these are all AI generated bullshit, and then I keep finding instances of more and more of these instances where like
AI keeps getting better.
Dude, it's terrifying. That's like prehistoric. Like, if you found
I want to see this video.
I mean, I'm gonna have to find it now.
Yeah.
But I'll find the hippo one and that one. But truly terrifying. Where if I saw that in person, I'd run so
do you
fast.
think it was AI? You think it was CGI?
Not this one. I don't think so. It's just a shitty quality video in like an East Asian country, and they're just like pulling this thing out of a bush. I mean, if has AI gotten that good where it made a shitty quality video? Typically,
do that.
Have you?
The teeth fooled you.
Okay.
Shitty
monodontia.
Yeah.
That's a still image of some like what do you call it? Like people do horror movies and make shit.
Yeah.
You know, like that you can make it pretty believable, but this is like live action. Let me ask you. Have you seen any AI videos that they always look like crisp.
old-timey?
Yeah, like you never find one that's like looks like it's taken from a fucking Nokia cell phone.
I can't think of any I've seen, but I think that can totally happen.
I think so, but I don't think it's there yet. I don't think it's
Really?
I don't know if it can make shitty quality stuff yet. It seems to all be like, maybe you could train it just on shitty videos. I don't know. All I'm saying is I hadn't seen it, and this video looks legit. And I feel like with AI videos, there's always a tell. Like you can tell it's AI sometimes, or most of the time, I would argue. Have you seen AI videos?
Yeah.
And you can't when you're watching them, can't you be like, "Yeah, it's a little off."
I'm with you. Let me watch the video.
Okay, all right. But it was terrifying. I promise. I don't even know what this one is, but it says Arnold's last name is a Yiddish slur, an English slur for black people. Oh,
Arnold?
this is what it was. Schwarzen is a Yiddish slur for someone. Not, I mean, obviously not, but then the latter half is close enough to being the N-word. And it's like these two slurs make his last name. It's crazy.
So it's just the most offensive name possible.
Yeah. Which I was like, what the fuck?
And that guy has won at everything in life.
Yeah, dude. Except for he cheated on his wife with like a clean lady that looks like, I mean, not to judge the clean lady, but looks like almost a man.
Wow.
I mean, have you seen the clean lady?
No.
It's like someone that it looks like a grandma. And his wife is, I guess it's never about that. So.
It's a Stephen Hawking argument. Maybe they had a relationship.
I guess so. It was just one I remember when it happened. I was like, what the fuck? Like, it's very strange. But anyway, slur last name. Fun.
Hilarious.
Yes, I can tell. Hilarious. Returning seasonal decorations. Now this, I thought was a great idea.
Oh, shit. I already know where you're going.
Okay, but for the audience, you can buy all of the seasonal stuff, whether it be Christmas, Halloween, Easter, and then the day after, you can just return all of it. You could do this and never pay for decorations. Granted, there's the process of taking it back to the store, but
Yeah, that's the part that's
like,
rough.
dude, there's a lot of money that goes into some Christmas stuff, and people throw it. Or I guess they put it back and store it. Nah, maybe that's not that great.
I mean, you only need it for like a month.
Yeah, and then they reuse it. I guess if there was a world where like you bought new Christmas or new stuff every year, then it could probably pay off. But
Yeah, I'd rather just keep it.
yeah, fuck. This argument's all flat. That's why we talk through these. So I don't talk about these in Congress when I bring it there. Hibachi restaurants. That literally, I literally just says hibachi restaurants. I don't know.
Oh, I love those.
I mean, when those had a boom like recently, didn't they? Not recently, I should say. Go back 10 years. I feel like everyone was going to hibachi, and they started popping up everywhere. Like my friend, we'd go.
They're
Me
amazing.
and my teenage friends would go to this local one because it was like, oh yeah, it's crazy. And I'm not gonna lie, the most stressed out I've ever been eating a meal every single time.
Hibachi?
Yeah, because
Because
there's pressure of the
onion
you got to
tower?
catch. Well, they throw food at you and you got to
you
catch
get
in your
stressed
mouth.
over the
Yeah,
toss.
It's like I don't know how many times I've missed that toss, and everyone's just like, fucking loser. And then I'm like,
Catch the toss, dude.
dude, when you go there so much, you're gonna drop one. I promise you. And it's not all on you. It's also he's throwing it, and
Yeah,
no
it's
one,
gotta be a good
no one makes
toss.
fun of him.
No,
It's all
usually
on
not.
you.
Usually
You're the
not.
idiot who didn't catch the piece of shrimp.
Yeah, stop missing. Then it won't happen.
You're just like my friends. But it's, yeah, I don't know. It came up, and then I feel like I haven't been to one since I was a teenager. Literally, I used to go to them a lot.
It's been a while.
Yeah, and I've never been to like a famous one. I've never been to a Benihana's or a PF Chang's. It's always like these
Neither have I.
little local ones that do it. But yeah. Anyway, hibachi restaurants. Feeling bad for pets with shitty names. You ever had
Do you?
what? What you got?
No. It's just. Do you feel bad for those pets?
Yeah, there's a couple times I can think of in my life where I like went to some more of like a friend of a friend who typically lived in a shitty situation, but their dog or cat's name was just like shithead.
What?
Yeah, dude. And then you're just like,
Actually, shithead.
yeah, that are like
That's kind of mean.
no, they're all mean. That's what I'm saying. It's
Yeah.
like they'd be like they'd name it like literally bitch, which I get. It's like the dog. It is a female dog, and they're like it doesn't even know. And I'm like, yeah, but it's just why?
It's just a bad.
It's just a sweet little thing. You're just like, yeah, shithead, get over here. I'm like, oh, what are we doing?
It's just bad energy.
Yeah,
It's kind of just. That is kind of sad. I don't know if I feel bad for the pet. but-
I somehow do, even though they don't.
Yeah, that's a weird concept.
Yeah, it's the same kind of people that would like not full abuse their pets, but semi abuse in terms of like I remember one kid would like grab his cat by the arms and like throw it by its arms, but not like throw it against
That
a wall.
sounds terrible.
Yeah, it was really bad. I mean, yes, very bad, but it wasn't like beat your animal bad, you know?
It wasn't like call Pete.
Yeah, he was like, here, watch me throw my cat. And it would always land on a couch or something. He's just like grabbing it by its paws and throwing it. And I'd be like, oh, God. And then calling it shithead. It's just so, like, why are, I mean,
I had friends who had a cat named Beef.
that's
and I
okay.
thought that was hilarious.
That's fine.
yeah. That's bordering. But yeah, if you're just like a swear word.
like literally a derogatory term.
Yeah.
Yeah. No fun like beef. Beef is fun. It's light. We can laugh about it.
Yeah.
It's whatever. If the animal loves you, but shithead or douchebag or like, and it's just looking at you so sweet, and you're just like, come here, shithead, and just comes over there all dumb. God,
I don't know what to think about that scenario.
I
think the friends are just kind of assholes.
right? That's. I mean, again, they were friends that didn't last because like
because of that.
a person who does that, probably not nice. In the end,
Yeah.
these are mostly friends that like you're in a school
They
situation.
probably they thought it was funny, obviously.
Absolutely, that's the reason why they did it. But whenever it's at the, I guess it's not even at the expense of the animal. It's just like,
It's at the expense of you.
I guess.
You're the sad one.
Yeah, it does make me sad. But anyway, extra. What the fuck? Oh man, I mean, this is just a fucking. What's his name? Harry Mack, right?
Yeah. Is he back?
Saw him do a rap about the periodic table.
Ooh.
And what was the line? There was one line who's like periodically table those elements. The whole rap is fucking insane. But that line's like, oh my God. You're just you can't believe he's doing it. He's doing the Omegle stuff where he's just cycling through video chats, and guys like make right about the periodic table.
The whole table.
The whole table.
He knew all the elements.
Oh, you might have pulled it up or something, but he rapped through all of it with killer lines like periodically table that element.
Did he know the properties of the elements and work that in?
Yeah, I mean like multiple things, but he worked through all the elements. Wow. Go watch it. You'll cream your pants.
I will.
It's insane. But what is this? Extra chromosome animals has to exist. So Down syndrome animals, essentially, which I'm pretty sure I either saw a picture of one or something that prompted this. But
did it look different?
Yeah, I mean it's like, I mean it's it looked different. I mean, if you looked at it and you looked at one that didn't have extra chromosome, you go, that one looks different.
Would you? Would you know it had Downs?
You know something's not normal about it. As shitty as that sounds, you go, that one's off.
Interesting.
Yeah. But it happens just like how like gay stuff happens in nature. It's like everything that does happen in an animal species is also happening in a bunch of different ones. It's just crazy to think that they also have stuff like that, where other animals are like, yeah, we got our Downs brother over here.
Yeah.
And it's just like, oh, that happens in the animal kingdom too. It's just very. There's so many human specific things that I thought were human specific, and then they're just like, oh no, all living things experience like
Down syndrome.
Specific, just that one, nothing else. Oh wait, I got to bring this up. It's at the bottom of the list, but it happened in the past week related to Down syndrome. In Spain's parliament, they elected a woman with Down syndrome. You see that?
No.
I don't know how to listen. All right, hold on, let me back up.
Let's keep tiptoeing.
Yes. I saw it and I went, I'm going to be honest about my immediate reaction was I don't understand. Like if we have an illness that's associated with like diminished intellectual capacity or mental capacity, I don't think it's smart to. Granted, a lot of politicians are shitty and corrupt, so that's an entirely separate thing. But like, have them running government, it seems irresponsible. Is what I'm saying.
Aren't there? There's high functioning people, right, with Down syndrome?
So I went down this rabbit hole, and it's like 40% will have highly diminished. They're measured by IQ, which is like something like a 10-year-old's IQ. Then some are higher functioning, but I don't know what the degree of that is. In my mind, I never thought to the degree of like being a politician, of like creating laws and stuff like that. I didn't.
Yeah.
I mean, you don't see. Do you ever see like a Down syndrome lawyer or a doctor or an engineer?
No.
Like that's where I'm like. But they're.
Yeah.
Yeah. So I was like, so I saw that.
It's like you want the inclusion, but. Yes.
So after I saw it, I go, okay, let me read about this to like see what's going on. This woman's been doing tons of work in politics for a long time.
Okay.
And her argument is that she does a lot of things for disabled rights, obviously, because she's disabled. And so she's like an advocate for them in the creation of their laws, which that I'm like, oh, okay. That makes sense.
That makes sense, yeah.
But is it only that stuff, or is it like?
Yeah, the thing is, I don't know how much power each position in this cabinet has, or parliament.
Well, it's like Congress in America.
Yeah.
So like a senator, essentially. So they do have power, and then it's all. Here's the other thing, and she's been working for a while, so maybe it doesn't matter. I'm just totally an idiot. So anyone who's listening to this who's like, you bigoted piece of fucking shit, I'm just coming from a place of not understanding. Can't she just be taken advantage of more easier than? Isn't the whole game of politics like
it's
fucking
House of Cards?
Yeah, to one degree or another, it's like people taking advantage of each other and pressuring each other and doing this shit to get things passed, and there's money. Like, isn't she more vulnerable to that on a degree that's like somewhat dangerous?
Yeah, I would think so.
So I'm like, again, could be entirely wrong and a piece of shit, but I see him like that. It seems like we start to go to a level of inclusion over logic. Like, hey,
that's certainly happened.
Yeah, but I never saw it to the degree of like politics, like people who are running the thing that's like running a lot of people's lives.
Yeah.
Like I would argue a lot of people's lives.
How's Spain doing?
I have no idea.
Yeah.
I mean, yeah, I know nothing about
I guess
any other country other than.
I guess we'll see if she does anything not okay or not good. I don't know. Also, it's like I'm just thinking if we had a Down syndrome, a person with Down syndrome in Congress,
Yeah.
what would happen?
I don't get a good.
I don't hear about anything Congress people do. I guess
mean,
they vote on stuff,
but they create bills that turn to laws, and they do all this stuff, and they you know.
But it's usually not like one person with a ton of power.
Well, they have the Speaker of the House that typically has a ton of power, which I would imagine
Yeah.
they wouldn't. Well, I shouldn't say that. Maybe a Down syndrome person could make it there, but a senator of a state has a substantial amount of power in office.
Yeah.
So I don't know. It's just, again, I'm more coming from the place of I see that person being vulnerable to being just like manipulated higher than an average person, and then through that could end up being not turned into a villain, but the public sees them as a villain because they did something where they've taken advantage of. It's like,
True.
then we hate the person. Then we hate it. Like
setting him up to fail potentially.
it's like the inclusion in the end game is just like we now don't like that person as much because they did a terrible thing, not entirely of their fault. Long game doesn't seem good, but again, I could be very wrong on this.
I hope we're wrong. Yeah, I don't know.
Yeah. Anyway, other coin of that is that there's all kinds of people in the world, and everyone should have a representative for their people. Like that's probably I feel more strongly about that than we can't have whatever in office. Seems like a very old man shitty take.
Yeah, it's a fine line. I mean, most other forms of representation, there isn't an impairment, like a mental impairment attached to it.
Yeah, like
in a job in which you need your mind,
right?
Presumably.
Yeah. So anyway, enough about that topic. Unless you have anything else, Dad. Didn't want to harp on that one too long. What are we sitting at time wise?
We're at about an hour.
Oh shit! All right.
Pick a few closers.
All right. Well, got pet peeves, tons of them. Which we can just do those.
What you wrote? People embracing they are a mess beyond the age of 20. What does that mean?
Oh, this is again dating app related, but
okay.
in my 20s, you know, you go out to parties or you go out to like these music I don't know. So a good amount of 20-year-olds are like, yeah, I'm just so like I'm falling apart, and it's kind of like edgy, you know, where like they don't got it together and they're just like partying and doing
adulting is so hard that
and it's like they're proud of being this like disheveled kind of shitty person, and then I see dating app profiles of like I'm a hot mess, so I hope you can handle me. Like,
I hate that.
Yeah, like I'm a terrible person, and it's like you're shitty if you can't handle this. I'm like, ugh. It's just so. Don't get me wrong. When I was 20, I was like, oh man, I want to tame that.
You were so
I was like, it's like hell yeah, bring that on.
Oh, a project.
Yes,
Yeah.
it sounded fun, and like anything but that was like boring. And now it's like
get your life together.
Yeah, you're 30. Come on, like I don't know, get your shit together. It's just to me not attractive now. But this is also coming from the guy who was like, these bitches are trying to make us jealous with their boyfriends in their picture.
The whole like I hope you can handle me is. It's like, get over yourself. You're probably fine. You're probably not that hard to deal with.
It's probably
or if you are, I don't want to handle you.
Yeah. I mean, I've definitely met some women who are like they're telling you. They're like, yeah, you can't.
Yeah, and that's not a selling point. It's like,
no.
I don't want any of that.
If it ever was, which again for me in some cases I was like, let me try it. It ends in a ball of fire. Like, it's not. It's so awful.
There's no positive outcome.
No. I remember, this is not even a girl I ever hooked up with, but thinking of really shitty, let's just say people. She just happens to be a woman. Mm-hmm. This is the level of shitty that I never knew existed until it happened. Of someone steals our drugs that we're doing in this apartment. First of all, this person is
That's the shittiest thing you can do.
Well, this person is like, the person who's hosting let her in, is letting her drink for free, stay for free, all this. She steals the drugs, and we spend the whole morning looking for our drugs. And she's just helping us look for the drugs.
Wow.
The whole
she was
time.
there.
And we found out 2 weeks later because she was telling her friends, like, oh my God, I stole from them, and I was helping them look the whole time. And yeah. I was like, damn. Now that's a cold bitch.
That's kind of impressive, actually.
Yeah.
I don't even know if I'd be mad.
Oh, we were mad. I mean, we just never hung out with her again. But it's like the level of deception to be like, yeah, let me help you look for it.
That's
and it's in your back pocket.
Into the psychopath realm.
True. I mean, that girl that was also the girl who, like, we were friends with her boyfriend. She would hit him and shit. And we were like, dude.
Oh, God.
And dude, there was one, dude, this is fucked. Might cut this. One night at a party, she would like wail on him, like closed fist. And like, he could destroy her if he decided to. Yeah. And there was one time where she like was punching him in the face so hard, and he just like
he took it.
He took like 3 or 4.
He
took like 3 or 4, and then literally like grabbed her and put her against a wall. And then the cops were called.
Oh no! Because of that?
Oh yeah, it was when you in person, it was like someone needs to do something. Because
of the whole situation.
Yes, it was insane. And so cops came, and he was sober and she was drunk, and that's the only reason why the cops believed him. They're like, because he took a fucking breathalyzer and shit. But if he wouldn't have been sober, because sorry, I should add this part. They came there. She goes, he hit me.
There's also witnesses, right? To the whole situation. Yeah.
Wow. So, man. But yeah, that was a level of crazy where, thank God I was on the outside of it. Can't imagine like they were dating. That's who you're dating. The person who's stealing drugs, helping them look for it, beating you up.
How do you get that? That must be like a slow burn. Like they slowly start revealing their shitty side over time.
Got to be, because the guy's the funniest, sweetest dude in the world.
Yeah.
It's so crazy. We never understood. That was the most confusing thing to us ever. And I think
she probably found an insecurity and just leveraged that.
Oh yeah,
to get into the relationship,
which is fucked, because he's a good-looking guy, funny guy, and just was with her for years and years and years. Wow, God, that I could go on about this girl for so long. One other situation where I got veneers when I was like 18. It was either that or braces, and I had just gotten them put in, and we went to a party, and she's there, and I go to drink from a beer bottle, and she slaps the beer bottle so it hits me in the teeth.
Ooh.
And I was like, if it would have broke, I would have probably lost my shit.
Broke your veneers?
Yeah, like I just got them put in, and I went to go drink a beer bottle. She just tipped it so it hit it, and I was like, what are you doing? You're just doing this to do this?
That sucks. That person sucks.
Just like a fucking true like actor of chaos. Like anything she can ruin was like, she's gonna do it. Which, I mean, that's got to come from a place of being also just severely abused.
Yeah, there's some horrible things in her past.
But man, did it suck. So, anyway, what do we want to end on?
Well, you reminded me of a peeve. It's kind of unrelated.
All right.
Because you're talking about dating apps. Mm-hmm. I've seen this a million times. Actually, I've seen many repeated responses, which makes me think a lot of women just Google responses and put them on their apps.
Oh, to like the prompts?
Yeah. Like, don't hate me if I eat your fries. I've seen that a million times.
Oh, man.
But the one that gets me annoyed is when women say, anyone, I'm saying women because I see women on there, but when they say, I'm fluent in sarcasm.
Oh, man.
It's like, really? Congrats, you understand sarcasm? It's the simplest form of humor. It's not a thing to say. I feel like that it's
phrase...
also you're an asshole if you're sarcastic all the time.
Yeah, I mean, if you're sarcastic all the time, you're definitely a piece of shit. But to your point, I could go on and on about the prompts that you see and are like, you couldn't think of anything else.
Yeah, I know.
I mean, I would rather have you not say anything.
Yeah.
Instead of being like, look, it's like whoever's doing this, guy or girl, thinks they're being clever, and it's so obviously not clever, or it's been done by a bazillion people. To like, there's no way that they haven't seen it somewhere else,
right?
And they're still being like, "Look at this thing that I'm doing." It's like, I don't know. It's just fucking.
I mean, talk about the difference between girls and guys' profiles. I mean, guys just care about the pictures probably more, than
for
the
sure.
responses to the prompts.
I like a nice prompt.
I do too.
Yeah, if there's a clever prompt or not even something crazy, just like, yo, I did this, or I don't know.
Yeah.
But like,
it's saying that the part that bothers me is that it's saying that is like kind of a brag. It's like a little bragginess to it.
Yeah.
It's
It's in the same vein as the hot mess, like you can't handle this, where it's
Yeah,
like
that's
I have
why it
this
reminded me.
I have this quality that like it's so good. Like, no, it's not.
and it's just so not impressive.
Yeah, which is the frustrating part is
And probably false. I feel like that person would be more likely to not understand sarcasm.
typically,
If you're saying that.
in my experience, and I imagine many others and yours, the people who are announcing things the most
It's the opposite.
it's the polar opposite.
Yeah.
So, yeah, when you see that, it's like, well, you're probably just not funny at all and shitty.
Yeah. That's another. People say I want someone who is funnier than me, or like.
Oh, or like make me laugh.
Yeah,
You ever get the
that's-
command ones? And
That's
I'm like,
everyone ever.
Ugh.
That's crazy.
or like, I bet you can't make me laugh, or here's this one where it's like, just be prepared for me being the funny one in the relationship. And I'm like,
Yes, that's the one. That's the
killing
one.
me.
It's like that sounds like the most unfunny person
Oh.
I've ever heard.
God, just a fucking drag, dude. Oh my God. Anyway, I'll do one pet peeve on this list,
right,
and
go
then-
for it.
unless
Go
you got
for it.
another one.
No, I'm good.
Let me fucking end this thing. Do. Oh fuck. Okay, work one, quick, simple. When you tell someone to do something, and that it's not like it's their job to do this thing, right? And you go, hey, I need this done. You explain the thing. Can you tell me when it's done? That's what I say to them, right?
Okay.
And they
don't tell.
They just never tell you. No matter the amount of strain I put on, hey, this other work is dependent on that for this person or me.
Yeah.
Please tell me, because we need your confirmation this is done so we can do this work. And they just don't reply. And you follow up 4 hours later and go, hey, just want to check this. And it's like, oh yeah, it's been done for a while. Like, oh my God.
That's a horrible one.
Yeah, I don't know how many, dude. I've forwarded so many things to my boss because it's typically it's another department that we're not working. I'm like, look at this. Do you see this? It's insane sometimes because we'll get to like a weekly meeting where they're like, what's the status of this one? And I've sent 20 messages to these people and the person who was asking the question in the meeting, and I'll go, did you check your Slack? And I go, oh, yeah, it is done, isn't it? And then it's just the same thing over and over. I'm not perfect, but Jesus Christ. It's like, I don't know. Again, it's
rough. Maybe they had a busy day.
every time.
Yeah,
It's not. Okay,
Oh, is it the same culprits?
hear me out.
Over and over.
It's the same thing with the Scrum bullshit earlier. If you do it once or twice, I don't give a fuck. I'm like, yeah, mistakes happen, man. If you're doing it 7 times in a row, you got to make a change.
Yeah.
You can't keep having me go, hey, you messed up again. You're going to have to do
Do
it.
you tell them they messed up?
I'll be like, hey, this is wrong. Or like, I told, I don't know how many times to go, oh, yeah, I messaged you in Slack when it was done. And they go, oh, okay. And then they just mark the task as done on whatever board we're fucking looking at, and then we move on. But man, does it irk me. So, anyway, we'll end on that happy note.
Yeah.
Well, thanks for tuning in again, people, and we'll talk to you in hopefully 2 weeks or a week.
A couple months.
All right, bye.